Okay, so when do you need to apply for financial aid? The financial aid fiscal year runs from July 1st through June 30th every year. And so a good rule of thumb is when you file your taxes in the spring, in the late winter, early spring, wait about 3 to 4 weeks, and then you need to submit your FAFSA application. And that will be good for the next fall semester. So it'll be good for August. You might be submitting it in February, March, April. But if your taxes are done by April 15th, by May 1st, you should be submitting your FAFSA online to make sure everything gets processed in time. FAFSA is good for fall, spring, and summer. So if you just did your FAFSA, or if you want to come in the spring, you can do it now. It'll be good for spring and next summer. Okay, but when you do your taxes, you need to turn around and renew your FAFSA. And we tell you to wait 3 to 4 weeks after you file your taxes electronically. That is so that the IRS data retrieval tool will be available to you. If you submit your taxes on January 1st, as soon as you're able to, and you try and do your FAFSA, you can submit a FAFSA on January 1st, but the IRS data retrieval tool won't be there yet because your taxes haven't been processed by the IRS yet. So good rule of thumb, just wait 3 to 4 weeks after you've submitted your taxes and then renew your financial aid. These are our priority deadlines. So these are the deadlines for the next year: November 1st, March 3rd for summer, and then June 1st for next fall. So if you get your taxes done by mid-April, you've got plenty of time, but I would say do it sooner than later. Don't wait till the deadline, because then that's like the minimum time that you need and we need to get everything processed in time to have all your financial aid available when classes start. We do have other priority deadlines in the financial aid office, and those are all listed on the college website, which is listed there, and you just go to the financial aid page, and all those deadlines will be there. So there's deadlines to submit your verification documents, which is usually 3 to 4 weeks after the application deadline, and then lots of other just important dates to remember for when paperwork is due, when appeals are due, those kind of things. So just get familiar with the website and everything that's out there about financial aid. Okay, some other important points to remember. Once you've submitted your application, there's still some things that you need to do as a student. You're responsible for meeting those deadlines. When we notify you that you are selected for verification, you need to follow up on those notifications quickly. If we send you the forms, go ahead and fill them out. Don't wait for it. Go ahead and fill them out, get any signatures that you need, and get them back into us. But also check your student email regularly. Once you submit an application to the admissions office and get accepted to a program, you have a student email account and you have access to your Banner web account. So you need to be familiar with those. Even if you're forwarding your student email to your personal Yahoo email or whatever, be familiar with your student email, because that's how we're going to notify you. Once you have financial aid, it is up to the student also to maintain your grades. You have to maintain something called satisfactory academic progress, and there's more information on that on the college website about what those requirements are, but you have to keep your grades up if you want to keep financial aid. And we talk about that at new student orientation as well. Another thing, and this trips up a lot of people, you need to make sure when you file your federal income taxes that your filing status is correct. A lot of students who are married file head of household on their taxes for whatever reason. We'll get tax returns that come in and they say mom and dad are married, but they both filed head of household. You can't do that. So we're not tax experts in the financial aid office, but one thing we are required to do is make sure that you file your taxes accurately, that you have the correct filing status. And if you don't file the correct filing status, it will greatly delay your financial aid. If we tell you that you have to go back and amend your tax returns and wait for all that to be processed, that's going to slow things down a lot. So just make sure your taxes are done correctly. Also, if you go out and make a change to your FAFSA, once you've already given us some documentation, or especially if we've already awarded financial aid and then you go back on there and change something, that can trigger more verification requirements. If you put one thing on there and we awarded financial aid and then you go back and change it to something completely different that could affect your eligibility, we might end up having to reverse your financial aid or send you other forms, and say you got to get us all this documentation. So once you've submitted it and it's been processed, just leave it alone for that year. If things change in your family or in your life during that year, then those will be effective on the next year's FAFSA application. Another thing, financial aid can only pay for required courses in your program of study, so that's just something to keep in mind. And federal and state regulations are always subject to change. The deadlines that we've listed here are general deadlines. So Pell and HOPE eligibility can change from year to year, and just keep that in mind. And lastly, Financial Aid Office is here to help. We do try to inform you of any changes to those regulations or policies within the school or that kind of thing. Like I said, stay in touch through your student email. Our email address is right here, financialaid@southwestgatech.edu. There's our phone number and the college website, so there's a lot of information out there. Please be familiar with it. Be proactive, look at your email, look at your Banner web account, see all the information that's on the website. In most cases, you can probably get your question answered by reviewing everything that's on the college website. Thank you. We hope to see you soon.